Welcome back everybody to the PPL. This is going to be week 6 and there's a couple of housekeeping things we got to do before we get into the team builder. Firstly, I made a ton of transactions, so it's going to be difficult for me to tell you what I dropped for what, so this is going to be the team. I ended up trying to go with a more offensive draft this time around. Since I had unlimited transactions, I could pick up pretty much whatever I want, which allowed me to change Feraligatr into a Terra Captain and pick up things like Thunderous Incarnate and get Thwacky as a really good pivoting option. This is going to be week 6 where we are going up against Daria. Now, first off, I want to say a huge shout out to Daria because they actually rescheduled with me twice. Once because of work and then a second time because it was the Super Bowl and our schedules just didn't line up too well. So huge shout out and big thank you to Daria for working with me and being so kind throughout the scheduling process. I know I'm not the easiest person to schedule with. Looking at Daria's team though, they have a very scary team with likes of Palafin, Raging Bolt, Zarude, and Terra Sylveon being some of the biggest threats to my team. Mamoswine is also a really big threat, and Dondozo can pretty much stop any form of setup that I could have going in with Feraligatr. Because they have such a threatening team versus mine, I kind of went with a little different team building strategy than I typically go for. If you've been here for a while, you know that I tend to figure out what I want my win con to be and then build a team to make that work. This week, I actually went with 2 separate win cons and then tried to build around forcing the main check to that win con go down. Whichever one goes down first, that's what I'm going to go for. The first win con is going to be Feraligatr yet again. This week, we're running a very different set. We're running a special Sheer Force Life Orb Agility set with Terra Blast Grass to be able to kill the Dondozo if it takes just a little bit of chip damage. If I'm able to get a little bit of chip damage off on the Dondozo and then set up an agility, this thing can sweep through the entirety of my opponent's team aside from Sylveon. So Sylveon is what I need chipped down for this to win. The second win con I have is going to be Double Dance Latias with Calm Mind, Agility, Stored Power, and Draining Kiss. A very spadef set to be able to tank Hyper Voices from Sylveon at +1, enough speed to be able to outspeed Choice Scarf Cinderace after a +2. With the weakness policy after an agility and a calm mind, Stored Power is able to one-shot my opponent's entire team outside of Bronzong, so Bronzong is what I need gone for this to win. So now let's take a look at the 4 enablers of this team. First up, we have Infernape with an Expert Belt set. The move Grass Knot is for Dondozo, Fire Punch is for Bronzong, Earthquake is for Galarian Slowbro, and Gunk Shot is for Sylveon. This weakens specifically the big checks to my 2 sweepers. Earthquake is also really good for the likes of Raging Bolt. Next up, we have Thunderous with a Yachi Berry, Thunderbolt, Flash Cannon, Grass Knot, and Volt Switch. Again, great coverage to be able to break down the big things that check the 2 setup sweepers. I'm rocking a pretty bulky set, so that way I can hopefully take something like an Ice Punch from a non-choice banded Palafin, and then enough speed to be able to outspeed Zarude. The 5th member of the team is going to be Great Tusk. I'm rocking an Assault Vest set, but I also have Stealth Rocks, so that way if I get knocked off, I can get up Stealth Rocks if I need to. Headlong Rush, Knockoff, and Rapid Spin are really good into my opponent's team. I have enough speed to outspeed Modest, Raging Bolt, and then the rest in bulk to be able to hopefully take something like a Choice Banded Jet Punch from Palafin. And then the last member of the team is going to be Thwacky. Max Fizz Def to be able to tank Palafin's hits with U-Turn, Knockoff, Grassy Glide, and Leech Seed. This has the ability to just chip down the opponent's team in general with Leech Seed, keeping me healthy, and Knockoff to be able to get rid of items to hopefully knock off a Choice Scarf or 2, or maybe make something a little bit weaker so that way my Latias or my Feraligatr don't die to the priority of Thunderclap or Jet Punch combined. But that is going to be the team. Let's go ahead and hop over to the battle. Okay. So they brought a lot of weird stuff. By weird stuff, I mean the stuff that I was expecting, but I'm not really happy to see. What didn't they bring? Oh, I don't even have it pulled up anymore. No Dondozo makes me sad. Very sad. I built almost this entire team around Dondozo. So no Mamoswine either, so I'm going to just lead off with this, and I'm going to get a Volt Switch. Even though I prepped really hard for Dondozo, and I think that Dondozo, like, it manipulated my Feraligatr in a way that I'm, like, a suboptimal set. If I was just straight up Terra Grass DD this game, I won, like, turn 2. But Demon? Okay. This is a good lead for me. This is a good lead for me. Because I get to just go for a Volt Switch. And I don't lose anything from it. I'm going to change the filters on this a little bit while I'm waiting. If they're Choice Banded and go for a Jet Punch, I live it very easily. If they are Scarfed and go for a Jet Punch, they're not in their big boy form yet, so it won't kill me. And I outspeed, even if they're Scarfed. Volt Switch is doing 84 to 99, so they can't really stay in. They have to go into their Sylveon. Like, their Sylveon's pretty much the only thing they can go into. Oh, they went into Zarude. Okay. Okay. I think I'm going to go into my Infernape. Because they kind of have to be scared of... They have to be scared of me being Choice Scarfed and clicking U-turn, so they have to switch out. So I think I'm just going to go straight up for a Fire Punch and then see what their switch in from there is. Raging Bolt's Thunderclap doesn't kill me. This is not one of her Terramons. Sylveon is the only Terramon, so I got to be careful of that a little bit. Fairy, Steel, and Ground. Ground would be best case scenario if we're being honest. Steel would be meh. If they go into... I should have clicked Earthquake, because I have a feeling they're going to go into Cinderace. No. Right back into big ol' Thinners. Okay. Give me a Fire Punch burn. Not that I'm asking for it, but, you know, give it to me. That did a good chunk of damage. And I got the burn! Oh, that's so less than ideal for my opponent. Oh, but so good for me. Oh, that's so bad for them. That's so bad for them. Let's see what set this is. They're burned. You are no longer scary. Even if you go for like a Choice Banded Ice Spinner, I'm fine. This is going to be a very annoying Pokemon for them to take out because Leech Seed plus Grassy Glide looks really good. The only real fear I have is Cinderace. Wave Crash. 301. That did 22%. It is not banded. But it is like, it is adamant max attack. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go right for the U-turn. Because if they go for a bulk up, what I can do is I can go into my Gator. I feel like I put the wrong Terra on this thing. I did. I'm so glad that there's no I'm so glad that there's no... Okay, so Cinderace does come out. Oh no, I'm the right Terra. Just, it didn't transfer over into Showdown for some reason. Do I want to do this and weaken things? I think I do. I can't break Sylveon there, that's the issue. I'm going to go into this. Because even if they Wisp me... Versus, what's this Pokemon called? Cinderace, that's what it's called. Even if they burn me, I'm doing 81 to 96. I'm gonna go for a knock. Main reason I'm going for a knock is because they should know that they can't kill me with any one hit. Even if they burn me, I have a, like, knocking off Bronzong weakens it for, Oh, they went back into this thing. Okay. What item are you? Are you Mystic Water? No, because I don't know what you are. Punching Glove. Okay. That's fine. I cannot believe I got that Fire Punch burn. I didn't I mean, I asked for it, but I didn't ask for it, you know? I'm just going to go back into this. Even if they go into Cinderace, I don't really care. Ice Punch. Absolutely chewed. Chewed. I think I'm going to go for another knock here. Because if I can knock off the Cinderace's heavy-duty booties, that would be nice. Then I can get up rocks and I'll take 25%. Then I don't really have to worry about it. I'm trying to think. I also could see them going into Raging Bolt here. Raging Bolt would be a pretty big issue for me. Getting off the knockoff on it would be pretty big. Have to be careful around that thing. Because my Great Tusk does outspeed it if it's modest max speed, but not if it's timid. If it's timid, that is, como se dice no bueno. Unholy? Bronzong. Cool. Give it to me. I will take that. Lagging Tail. It's Trick Room. That's scary. That's scary. I'm going to Leech Seed. Being able to get some recovery back on this thing is really nice. If it goes up for a Trick Room, I don't really care. I'm fine with him I'm fine with my opponent getting up rocks. Because I can spin those away pretty easily. And now I think they're going to want to switch out because they want to get rid of the seeds. So I'm going to go for a U-turn. They stayed in. Weird. And by weird, I mean that's not good for me. But I'm going to go into this and I'm going to click Rapid Spin. Because whatever they do here, if they go for a Psychic, if they go for anything like that, I can tank it easily. Reflect. Less than ideal, to say the least. However, this thing is getting chipped. This thing is getting chipped. I'm going to get up. I'm going to go for a spin first. Because whatever they go into, I want to be able to hit it really hard. And I want to be able to outspeed it. Because at that point, I'll outspeed everything. Except for the... the Zarude. We get rid of rocks. She gets her rocks back up. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. Because I got my +1 speed. That's all I could really ask for. She's got 4 more turns of Reflect. Maybe 3? 3. Which is good. I'm going to take one of these turns to set up my... I'm AV with rocks! I'm stupid! I expected to get knocked off at some point. I haven't been knocked off yet. I will say, it is kind of okay, though. Because I'll keep getting speed boosts. Like, after this, I'll be +2 speed. I'll outspeed everything, including Scarfers. So whatever my opponent decides to go into, it'll be okay. And I can kind of sort of stall out Reflect a little bit while staying healthy. Steel Beam. Oh. Okay. I don't have to worry about rocks at least. So what do they go into? They have to be careful. They have to be careful. So my Lottie versus defensive Sylveon. If I get a +1 first, and they go for that, I'll get +2, +3. If they go into Sylveon next, I kind of want to hit this thing because I need a little bit of chip on it for my Lottie to sweep. And I think that's what I have to go for right now. So, do I knock off its specs? I think I do. Knockoff isn't doing anything, but Headlong Rush will put it in range. I'm gonna go for a Headlong Rush. That way I guarantee die. And if they like Terra Fairy, my Lottie. Okay, let's see if they're Terra Fairy. They're Terra Ground. Interesting. That looks very, very bulky. Go right for the Hyper Voice and I die. Okay. So now that I know they're not Terra Fairy, I'm going to start going with this game plan. I'm going to get up a +1 with a Calm Mind. Or do I go for Agility first? $43 to $52. I'm going to go for Calm Mind first. If they go hard into Zarude, knockoff doesn't kill me from full. Okay. That's offensive as hell. Okay. So then versus Sylveon, if it's max special attack and never KOs me, I have to go for an agility to be able to outspeed Zarude. Or do I drink? I have to. Oh, this is good. Demon? What's this? This is good. This is very, very good. Give me the agility. I think this just wins. Versus Palafin. Hero. Draining Kiss is a roll from here, so I'm going to go for the stored power. Jet Punch, this will do nothing. Thunderclap will also do nothing. This is really, really good. Versus, what's the next thing likely to come out? Cinderace, maybe? If it has Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch does 32 to 38. So I live that, and then I die to Thunderclap. Or they go into Raging Bolt. Uh-oh? What's uh-oh? Uh-oh? Uh-oh. Sucker Punch. I'm at 156. I'm at 43%. The only way this ever kills me is if they're, like, adamant. Even adamant doesn't. They would have to be banded. I go for a stored power. Okay, she lets us go down. Cool. This Lottie set is so stupid. This thing is so dumb. There is no way. I just need to get rid of Bronzong. I just need to get rid of Bronzong. Now, if she goes into Zarude, I Draining Kiss, do 58 to 68, gain a ton back, Massacre. Go for the Draining Kiss. Get a ton back. Perfect. And now I never died a knockoff because I've already had my weakness policy consumed. Maybe Darkest Lariat. Oh, she crit me. Oh no, that's just banded. That's just extremely banded. Right? How did that do so much? I am confusion. Am I stupid? And I don't die to a thunderclap. Throat goat is amazing. That's amazing. Stored power should kill this thing. And thunderclap does 7 to 9%, so I just go for the stored power here. And it just dies. This Lottie is so dumb. This Lottie is so stupid. This Lottie is so stupid. Okay, and one final stored power to finish it off. GG's to my opponent, man. I was so prepped for Dondozo, and not seeing Dondozo was terrifying. Not seeing, like, what were some of the other threats that I didn't see? Mamoswine, not seeing that is insane, but that's a story for a different day. GG's to my opponent. Make sure you guys go check out her channel. Links will be down in the description below. But with that, I will see you guys in the next one.